My God, straight of the I told you be disrespectful. I am seeing non-fasting 10 more years in Korean prison. This is Johnny Somerville. Let's go.
This RL streamer might go down as the dumbest influencer to ever create content for the internet because he truly thinks nothing will ever happen to him, even though he's already pleaded guilty to multiple charges in his ongoing Korean criminal case. And still, he's out on the street racking up more and more felonies daily while all of this is going on. And I've been covering influencers doing stupid stuff for over a decade now, and I've never seen someone continue to commit felonies in a foreign country.
Yeah, never seen like that dumb behavior in $5 donation to Koda. For his officer is quite idiot.
While having an ongoing criminal trial. It's like he wants to be stuck there forever. And clearly, this has taken a massive toll on him and his only friend who's financially supporting him, as his family seems to have started to cut him off from family funds. So I guess instead of reeling things in and trying to behave, he wants to find out exactly how much time South Korea can possibly give him. I think his confidence is still high because, you know, when he went to Japan, they let him go with only 3 months of jail time. But the big difference here, though, is in Japan, he was thrown in jail and therefore he stopped committing felonies while he was in jail. Now in South Korea, they have a different approach where they travel ban him and let him provide for himself rather than the South Korean taxpayer. This seems to have kind of driven the guy crazy because now he's basically broke, banned on every streaming platform. So because of that, he has no real way of making any decent money. We found out that he wasn't being paid on party, meaning he did this whole shirtless dancing stunt and then got arrested for zero upside. Not only is he the dumbest influencer, but also the most pathetic. But what he seemingly doesn't realize is the more felonies he documents himself doing, the more charges he'll inevitably get.
Yeah, why worry about that? Keep charge. His choice. He is adult, man. Joyce is adult. He won't keep charge. That's his choice.
And the longer his criminal trial will take, or trials, because there could easily be multiple trials here, meaning he will continue to be stuck in Korea. So instead of switching things up and actually behaving to get a lighter sentence, he starts threatening the Korean government and another YouTuber. Then he gets detained again by the police for doing some stunt in the park, and then to top everything off, for a small donation, he goes back out to taunt people the same day he was already detained, and 20 minutes later, the police were back on him. So we have quite a few things to talk about today, so let's start off with the strategical pivot at the Johnny Somali HQ.
If Korea does not let me out of Korea, I'm telling you right now, it is a danger to the Korean women. I have had so much with Korean women while I've been locked here. I don't wear any when I these Korean women. I don't get any STD tests when I these Korean women. I don't.
What the fuck? Is Richie stuck in Korea? Still not learn anything? Wow.
I don't get any STD tests when I these Korean women. And I make sure to spread whatever I have to all of these Korean women. And the police can't stop me. The government
Force and government can't stop you. What the fuck? You idiot, man.
can't stop me.
Does he think that will help him? That is a crazy thing to say when you're in a criminal trial. Now, I would be worried for the Korean citizens if he could pull anything else but his roommate Hank. I don't know why, but it's always the dudes who get zero play who brag about getting so much play. And again, he is his own star witness to that as well, because he admitted he doesn't get anything there. I mean, the guy is even denied from the places where you pay for it.
I haven't had pussy since fucking September.
Okay, do you guys want to know what happened when I went to the red light district with Hank? I'll tell y'all the story. The other day we went to the red light district, and the reason I didn't stream it is because every single we met in the red light district was like, no black, no black, no black.
So it's just more empty words from this guy. But the judge and prosecution doesn't know that, especially after he doubled down.
But when I go to Japan in 2029, I'm gonna pull a Harrison. I kind of like what Harrison is doing. I like how Harrison is doing the super spreader stuff. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it right here to the camera. I'm not scared. If I ever caught HIV, I would become a super spreader.
Is the HIV spread? It's like a crime in the World War II. It's a similar drill. What the fuck are you doing, mate?
I'll say it right now. I don't care. If I ever caught HIV, I'm gonna become a super spreader.
Dude's entire existence is just being a net loss to society. It's safe to say he's going to be the most fascinating test to the South Korean legal system, because his entire strategy here is to disrespect South Korea as much as possible for some attention on his stream. Dude is essentially trading his freedom and life to be this edgy middle school class clown. Now, I'm hoping this is just empty words like everything else he says, but just like in all the other videos covering the guy, he will inevitably make things worse for himself as he decided to threaten to give the YouTube creator Legal Mindset HIV.
Legal mindset. I don't need to fight that. I'll walk past it, inject them with some HIV blood with a needle. Legal mindset.
See, that's a very specific threat against a very specific person. That's actually gets me. So that is what you would call, and that's a threat. And that's what you call a pinprick attack, which is, you can Google it. There's actually Wikipedia pages about it. There's stuff like that about it. That is very much criminal to threaten, to talk about. And in many countries, there's actually specific statutes that relate to that legally.
I mean, the fact that he even goes out and says that shows how much of a lowlife this guy is. But on top of that, Legal Mindset goes into detail on what these
Were you want to fight a lawyer? Wow. Congratulations, that is done.
threats to the Korean public could mean for Johnny.
But in Korea, if you actually went over and threatened people with HIV, you could be guilty of any of these things: injury, attempted injury, serious injury, special threat, attempted crime, murder. Also, Korea has a special statute, a special law called the Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome, that's AIDS, Prevention Act. Article 19, prohibition on conduct risking transmission. What does that carry? I know you all want to know, and that is 10 years in jail. So 10 years under that statute for any conduct that would involve that. So that would be stacking on top of his already full stack of issues, 10 years in potential years in prison. That's a maximum penalty there.
So naturally, Johnny panics and starts backtracking, saying that that was all hypothetical and in Minecraft or whatever.
I recoil low is weaker than America, but America is too much strong. But still, I think I will be joining someone living in for like 100 years in prison in Korea. I hope it, because he is too much trouble.
But dude, that's not going to cover you legally. And he's realized how bad things are for him, hence why his new plan is to eventually flee South Korea, apparently.
I'm going to Incheon. I'm renting a boat or an inflatable raft. And I'm going to stream sailing to international waters. As soon as I hit international
Going, the rich around here have the army ship on the ocean. That is impossible, mate.
water, you can't touch me.
That sounds like a great way to drown. So what's the plan here? Is he just trying to sail to Japan, where he's also banned? Because if he was going from Busan, his options are Japan, or I guess North Korea if he goes all the way up the coastline. But there's a whole bunch of Korean islands on the way to Japan, so there's no way he's gonna make it to international waters. He'll just get arrested again. Yeah, and that would be cool, Arling, except he didn't say Busan, he said Incheon, which is even worse for him, because then he only has North Korea and China and a whole bunch of Korean islands outside of Incheon. Great. Let's continue the video. But a lot of people have also been asking how his family are reacting to his antics. And he's actually addressed this before he was detained in Korea. So I can only imagine how they feel after all of this now.
You guys are my family. I'm not gonna lie. Like I told you guys, my family disowned me. My dad, the other day, I was like, do I really cause you that much stress? And my dad told me, you caused the whole world stress. I'm ashamed to be your father. I was like, what? Dad, really? If I had a son and he turned out like Ramsey, like John, I would be proud. This is a world enigma.
The only thing that makes Johnny an enigma is how stupid he acts. It's actually baffling. I've never seen a human being slowly self-sabotage and destroy his own life over the span of a few years for a handful of live stream viewers. At least not to this degree. This is just breaking records for being an absolute lowlife.
Why would you not be proud of this? Why would you not be proud of this? The only thing I'm really tripping over is because my dad told me he does not want me to have kids. He literally said, do not reproduce. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just go back to crashing out. Y'all don't like me anyway. I'll make a new family. You can't choose your family, guys, but you can make a new one.
This guy picked a parasocial relationship with some viewers who hate him and want to see him either arrested or worse over his own family. The judgment on this one is phenomenal, but clearly when people poke him about this, it really strikes a nerve.
My father told me not to have kids. Yes, he said that. But for you to take that and make that a joke is not a fucking game. It's not fucking funny. Yes, my father said, do not have kids. He did say that. I'm going to be honest. He did say that. I don't care.
Yeah, that reaction says otherwise, but will he take this as a wake-up call? Absolutely not, as he was just detained in Korea multiple times in one single live stream.
What's your name? What's your name?
What's your name?
What's your name?
Wow, that is manner is a police out of camera. That is manner all over the country. What the hell is this idiot? I can't believe.
Ah, hell nah. What's your name? No, I can film you.
You can't feel me.
You in public. What? Back up.
That police say can't talk because not listening.
영국 깃발, 일본 깃발 밟으면서 유비로스 정문으로.
We in the park.
That is respect for other country, and you. What is that? I can't bear. Do you want to attack China people or other country? Do you want to attack with China? What? That is dumb.
Ah, here it come. Here it come. It's crazy. You guys see? Police state. This is a police state. Don't listen to these police.
Don't speak, don't speak.
Don't speak. Oh, shit.
여기 앞 있는 거 좀 볼게요. 공.
Police very in Korea. Police is Buddha right now.
These dudes are for some reason still acting like they're in America. Meanwhile, Hank was deported from the US. He can't even be here legally. And Johnny can't legally engage in any political protests in South Korea. And that's exactly what he's doing here with his buddy Hank with waving around some CCP flag and stomping on other flags for attention online. But Hank ends up actually getting fined for this. And all of this went down in a 9-hour long live stream. But throughout the stream, it becomes more and more noticeable that Hank is upset with his fine. And this is the first time that he's received legal repercussions for hanging out with Johnny. And let's be real, the only reason they're out doing this was to entertain Johnny's viewers. But Johnny, he was gonna make it up to him with a couples massage, but not before they do a desktop stream first. And here, he announces when he's finished with the Johnny Somali shtick, he'll be a doctor.
I think I'm gonna go to medical school after this Johnny Somali arc is over.
Medical school, you do have body, Joyce. You already spent all over back begging to get money. Only $5 to call the police later. Do you have money, mate? Or what about next week? That happened. America is here, but Korea, Asia country is weak than America. But Russia, you're already spent all the money. You're not have money. Think you don't have work and you have proper lab party, but you can't get money, mate. You already spent all the money.
I mean, on the bright side, at least you would be doing something positive for society, but good luck to anyone that has to be this guy's patient. To be honest though, I don't think he's being serious at all because he immediately starts talking about the future of his live streaming career. He also apparently view-botted the stream as he was celebrating having 8,000 live concurrent viewers, but the only issue with that is his VOD only has 15,000 total views days after the stream. If those 8,000 viewers were concurrent viewers and they were actually real, you would have like anywhere from like 150,000 to maybe 500,000 views on that VOD. So there's basically a 0% chance that these views were legit. But he also announced his plans for his next trial.
I went to a tailor in Korea and we got my customized outfit and it's gonna be ready by Monday.
Bro, you have money for China to go there. Where is not cheap. Just like a cheaper than America, but quite expensive. Also, you are begging the money. Do you have that money, man?
Let's just say I told the tailor make it extra pointy. Extra pointy. we got some shit ready for the court. They got mad at me for wearing an oversized suit. Let's see how mad they get this time what I wear. Let's see. That's all I want to say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna leak nothing. I went to the tailor and I got that shit extra ready. I got it just like Kanye.
Is it all black or all white?
All black. Just like Kanye. Just like Kanye.
Literally, this behavior, I would say, monkey. Because he is nothing wrong. I don't want to racist, but literally his behavior is racist. The Korean people to people that talk karate. I can say.
Again, I mean, this dude is completely willing to throw away his freedom to entertain the handful of viewers who watch his streams. He's just the prime example of influencer Darwinism. My guess here
Thank you, I told you make a lovely video.
is he's just realized he's destroyed his life and he wants to make it as entertaining as possible for himself until he inevitably gets thrown into Korean prison. I also forgot to mention that apparently they're not happy with the local news coverage of them, so they wanted to show up to their offices.
BC. The JBC News building is not even open. Who's the news that was talking shit about us?
JTBC.
So you want to go? You down to go to their headquarters?
Yes, and
Live.
and like demand an interview.
That's a good content line.
Actually demand an interview.
Me and Hank go to the Korean news channel that has been talking the most shit about us, and we show up to their headquarters live. And on YouTube, live on this channel and Hank's channel. And we tell these we want to interview now. And we're not leaving till you call the police. Now!
So in case you were wondering why they were mad, they covered how he's ran out of money and that Hank is now asking for donations.
That's the legal affairs. It's very costing me. If you and you want me help out with legal fee, please donate. Johnny has a travel fan. Korea does he let him work and doesn't give any support. Johnny is out of money now, and I'm supporting him. There is no choice. He will starve. I don't. Why do they just shut up? We'll be fine.
To continue to cover and pay for Johnny. So after the desktop stream, they decided to finally go to that couples massage. But before they got there, Hank had to defend Johnny.
Somalians! Hi! Shingu! What the f? Yo! Wait!
Wait.
Just say go, go, go.
Wait.
Until you take the car.
Why?
Just say don't hit. Please go. Go like the honoring
Wanna
song.
fight? Chingu. Chingu.
After Hank defended Johnny, Johnny canceled the couple's massage as he would rather just go and stream. So they parted ways.
Alright, man. Go get your massage 2 hours. I'll go chill at the house.
Johnny leaves and goes back to the house because, as he states, he can't be outside alone because, you know, the Golden Goblin game is still going on over there.
Guys, I can't be out here solo unless Gook Hunter is gonna pull through.
And he's also
You say you can't go outside, so but you keep going. Uncle is troublesome.
openly admitted to being scared of walking around by himself out there due to being targeted.
Please don't say OD God. I have a fucking PTSD when you say OD God.
PTSD. Just stay in your home, mate. I was Odiga.
Please, I don't want to hear that word. That's OD God is like hearing the N word to me, bro.
That word is what the dude who knocked him out said just before knocking him out, which translates to "where are you going?" But continuing the live stream, Johnny makes a mistake.
Chat, another bottle of wine or what? Chat, another bottle of wine or what? Let me see one's in the chat. One's in the chat, another bottle of wine.
So he buys the bottle of wine, goes back upstairs, and I guess gets even more drunk, and that makes him brave enough to go back outside all by himself.
Oh my God. Oh, it's the police. I'm gone. It's the police. I'm running from the police. I'm gone. It's the police. Oh, I'm gone. Someone called the police. Someone called the police. Oh, open. I'm closing the door. I'm closing the door on the cops. I'm closing the door on the cops.
Oh my. You know, police is scared.
Go. Someone call the cops. I swear to God. No. I love the police.
Clearly, he should have been wandering outside. He should have just stayed at home. So he got away from the police. Unsure if that could count as fleeing from the police, considering they actually had their lights on. But then for some reason, he decided to go back downstairs. Because remember, he lets his live stream chat make his life decisions for him. The same people that want him either arrested or worse.
One in the chat go down. One in the chat go down. You think I'm lying? One in the chat go down. One in the chat go down. One in the chat go down. All right, say it. I swear they were for me. I'm going down. I'm not scared.
You're not scared. The white run out from Korea police when is that sauce, mate.
Send it to me. They're harassing me. I don't give a what they want. All day for me. All day for me. I'm closing. Oh no.
You know.
What you want? What do you want?
그 조용히 해야 돼. calm.
Huh? I'm YouTube live. Don't calm down.
그 calm down. Calm down.
You can tell the police are just so fed up with him at this point because they clearly have to deal with him on the regular. So they just end up telling him to go back home.
Go away from me.
찍지 말라고.
Don't fear me.
찍지 말라고.
Okay, bye-bye.
찍지 마.
Yeah, I'm scamming. Go away.
찍지 말라고.
Go away.
No.
Okay. Go away. Stupid ass. Go away. Hey, go away. Go, hey. Hey, go.
비추.
Huh?
So finally, they let him go back into Hank's apartment. So a lot of people are now speculating that Hank called the cops on Johnny when he left the apartment again, telling the cops that, hey, my friend is drunk and needs to go back home again or something, which honestly isn't unlikely at this point. And we also have a recent clip that came out of Hank promising that he's going to sort out a place for Johnny to live. I'm assuming on either his money or his family's money, because that apartment that both of them are living in is tiny. Johnny's been there for months. I can only imagine how irritating it is to live with Johnny there. And then on top of that, having to be Johnny's sugar dad while you're living in a tiny apartment with him, I can only imagine how frustrating that is. So it's not super far-fetched that he ended up calling the cops on him. And Johnny hasn't streamed since that night, so who knows? Will he stream before his next court date, or will he just show up to that court date in his pointy black gown as he was promising his chat? But I guess
See, Korea is cheaper than America, 3 times cheaper than New York City. Many people other city, some expensive city is 10% cheaper than America, but some area is 20% cheaper than America. But it is not that cheap. Even like you not have money, like stock in Korea. They don't know what the heck is trouble. Not that cheap country.
we'll continue to cover this as this train wreck happens, but I also have like 7 other train wrecks to cover this week, so stay tuned for the next video. And also, hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. And also, we've been dropping some new collections over on Matt.City. We just actually dropped Seoul alongside of many other cities, and we'll have many more to drop over the next couple of months. So stay tuned there as well. If you do want to check out the new collections, you can go to Matt.City. Link will be down in the description down below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Thank you for making a lovely video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Fair reaction of disrespectful IELTS 3 of 24.5 more years in Korea present. It's auto video. Thank you for making video. They make a lot of video right now. Let's go.
Dislike live streamers in the world just realized he destroyed his life chasing internet attention in South Korea, as things have somehow gotten even worse for Johnny Somali out there, because not only has he been slapped with more charges, but one of these new charges, they come with a mandatory prison sentence of at least 3 years if convicted. And considering South Korea has about a 99% conviction rate, it's not like you really need to be a legal expert to see where all of this is going. But what makes all of this even dumber is the fact that Johnny, just like everything else, live stream him doing everything. Just like how he live streamed himself prank calling the police for $5.
Just only $5 for prank police. I'm even get a lot of money. You can't do that to someone. That is not good behavior.
How he live streamed himself harassing construction workers, stalking other streamers, showing up late to his own trial after drunkenly insulting the judge and prosecutors while also live. Oh, in his new defense, he's apparently trying to pull the I'm bipolar card to avoid jail time. Good luck with that, especially because he's already pleaded guilty to 3 charges in the exact same case. So today we're diving into how Johnny somehow managed to stack 5 criminal charges in just a few months, all of which could send him to prison for years, all for the attention of like, what, 20 teenagers online. But on top of that, we're also talking about a new investigation which could lead to another decade in prison.
Johnson investigation in South Korea could lead to 10 years prison for child harassment.
For him. So it's safe to say things are just not going his way over there. And speaking of doing stupid stuff live, he also leaked a conversation between his pretend lawyer and his real lawyer live. So it's safe to say things are becoming more and more telling of how screwed he really is. And this whole nonchalant act is in fact nothing more than just an act that's going to backfire on him massively. So let's get into this disaster. So as of right now, I saw him pleading guilty to 3 charges last time I traveled out to South Korea. This was for disruption of business revolving around the incident at 7-Eleven in Mapo that we actually went to in my video. Then there were the 2 Minor Crimes Act violations, which are essentially misdemeanors here in the US. One for twerking on people and blasting music on the subway, and one for shoving a rotten fish in people's faces and blasting music on a public bus. And since then, he's been hit with even more charges. His deepfake charge, which carries a minimum of 3 years in prison if convicted. Then there's another obstruction of business charge involving Lotte World. And then on top of that, to make things even worse for the dude, there's a new investigation that can give him an additional 10.5 years in prison if they end up going through and charging him with this. And that investigation is for child harassment. And this revolves an incident of him spamming horrific slurs at kids in Korean while at Lotte World. Lotte World, if you didn't know, is a kids theme park that has similarities to Disneyland and a kids-oriented version of Six Flags. Because in this clip, he walks around with that infamous Bluetooth speaker that's gotten him in so much trouble in Japan, and he lets people donate to use him as a proxy to harass kids in the worst way possible. And while he doesn't understand Korean and wouldn't be able to understand what the text-to-speech was saying, at the end of the day, it's still on him. He's allowed himself to be this vessel for these completely unacceptable interactions. The last thing you want as a parent is, you know, taking your kids to some theme park for them to be harassed through some dude's speaker as he's filming and live streaming your kid's reaction for the entire internet to see. That should not be accepted, and that's why it's so important for these streamers to be extremely careful with how they use the text-to-speech feature in public, as they are the ones responsible for whatever comes out of the speaker that's on their backpack. But in addition to his public defendant, which is essentially the lawyer he's been using up until now, Johnny has now gone out and got himself a real lawyer. Or, well, it seems like his friend Hank has done so for him. And this is what Legal Mindset and some other Korean legal analysts have said about his new lawyer.
He has two real lawyers, we're not counting Hank. First is a public defender in the Western District. That is a free attorney that is provided in the Western District where he has an active case. He also has a paid attorney in the Eastern District. Now, the Eastern District charges, as we're going to see, are largely being merged into the Western District. So this paid lawyer...
Right, so Reggie has to be a lawyer. Hank doesn't count. A public defender in the Western District, a paid lawyer in the Eastern District. March 28 meeting was start with the paid lawyer. Paid lawyer is on register in Western and unaware of the what is going on there. Had no idea about the big incidents. Lawyer doesn't understand March case. I have present. They have a search of the Korea's lawyer system on the which are asked just go, even not such Google, just go lawyers. Wow.
Is unregistered in the West. So this paid lawyer is unaware of the exact proceedings and what's going on in the Western District. So he really has no idea about what's going on unless he contacts certain people or does extra effort. And it appears that he is kind of being lazy with his proceedings. Also, people that were in the know and some legal professionals and others that analyzed this, as well as people that looked at this lawyer, it appears he's kind of what you might call in the U.S. a strip mall lawyer. He's got a very heavy Korean, heavy specific regional accent, which is very hard to understand. He also seems to be very inexperienced with criminal procedure because he doesn't understand the concept of merging cases.
So he hasn't cooperated throughout his entire case, and he's only mocked the judge and prosecutors every step of the way. And his new Hail Mary is to hire a strip mall lawyer. Bro has a Korean Saul Goodman.
What the heck is strip mall lawyer? It's not, I don't know what is that.
At his service. I mean, the train wreck just somehow keeps on wrecking. But again, somehow it all gets worse, because we also found out that the prosecutor trying to bring Johnny to justice is a top 10 prosecutor in all of Korea. And his new attorney over there also stated that the law enforcement over there is very hard to work with for him due to
Top-time prosecutor.
Johnny's behavior throughout the whole trial. Then to make things even worse, Johnny's lawyer met with the prosecutor to beg them to drop the deepfake charges, but it was too late.
Ramsey's lawyer tried to meet with her.
Prosecutor? It's a prosecutor, John Allen. Top-time prosecutor in Korea. I reckon regardless. Ramsey is scared of the fact she is a woman. Ramsey's lawyer tried to meet with her to beg her to drop the debate case. Ramsey's lawyer said it is typical because law enforcement has a bad bearing of the jury due to his luggage of non-cooperation.
Tried to meet this prosecutor to beg her to drop with the deepfake case, to beg her to drop it. And as we're going to see with the deepfake case, the hilarious thing is by the time he met with her, it was already too late. The charge had already been indicted. They'd already moved on. They've already processed this. So it was too late to even do that meeting. But they were trying to beg her to drop it because they thought she could drop it, but she'd already indicted and it had already been moved over to the Western District.
That charge alone could be 10 years in prison for Johnny. So for the sake of his own freedom, it's really about time he starts apologizing for real and changes his ways. But unfortunately for Johnny, I feel like that is just way too late for him now, as Legal Mindset explains the timeline of the deepfake charges here.
On February 18th, referred the
deepfake timeline. February 18th, Songa Forest repairs to prosecute a more 7 Ramsey Rosemary notices for assistant prosecutor added the ramp March 27 and it determines merged to Western District legal mansards and forms everyone March 38 Lunch makes the lawyer who has no idea about margin to be given all risk recreation in West. FBI lawyer for the meeting with prosecutor Alan Ramsey goes left after copies of identification delivered to Hank.
Deepfake case
I
to the
think.
prosecutor, which means at that point, it's looking pretty solid. And we had that based on the information that Ramsey flashed across the screen. He flashed across a paper which revealed that this was already sent to the prosecutor. And I called it out at the time and I said, he's screwed on this because this is going to go on to court. If something is sent to the prosecutor, it is highly likely you're going to get an indictment. Well, on March 7th, he leaked that, right? And then on the 25th, the Eastern prosecutor indicted Ramsey. On the 27th, that indictment moved from the East to the West. The West is where his current case is. They are trying to consolidate everything in that Western district because it's already going, it's already pending, and they want to bring everything over to there so they handle it all in one trial rather than breaking it up into multiple trials. So on that day, I knew immediately, and I informed everybody on the 27th. Because of that, Ramsey and Hank were panicking and they were talking about that with their lawyer. And that lawyer had no idea. I actually predicted that on my stream. I said, his lawyer might not even know because the lawyer is not registered in the West. He's only registered in the East. So he actually wasn't accessing the right court records that were in the Western District. So at that meeting, he actually said, oh, you're not indicted for this. Oh, you're not indicted yet. He was.
So again, he's played his cards in the worst way possible, then put his freedom in the hands of a lawyer who isn't even registered in the correct district for him to properly help him. Without a doubt, Johnny or Ramsey deserves a permanent spot in the Hall of Fame of Influencer Morons for his entire trip to Korea. The dude has essentially turned himself into an international laughingstock for nothing. Then he's also trusting this new lawyer for advice, and clearly he's given him a false sense of security.
The lawyer said it's unlikely since you're American, which actually revealed the inexperience and ignorance of this lawyer. Clear example, there was an American that went to jail, that was sentenced to 1 year in jail, prison time, for a single crime. And this was actually predating deepfakes. This was just one cybercrime and an obstruction of business. So remember, Ramsey has at least 2 obstruction of business charges already on the docket, 2 Minor Crimes Act, and a deepfake. So Ramsey has over double the amount of charges. And that person, that defendant, was completely cooperative with the judge in the court.
Yeah, and Johnny's been anything but that. And unfortunately for Johnny, he outed Hank's and his own lawyer's incompetence himself, as again, he keeps on streaming from his lawyer's office, and by doing so, he keeps leaking information about his trial without even
Why stream lawyer office? I don't understand.
realizing it as it's being said in Korean. While Johnny doesn't understand Korean, many others do, including translators that help creators cover the story.
So this is the lawyer speaking. So what's happening here, guys?
I
This is the lawyer speaking. So what's happening here, guys?
voice changed
is
so
that
much hard
Hank
to understand.
is trying to be the lawyer, and the lawyer is having to reprimand and say, hey, Hank, like, let me talk first. Stop trying to explain, right? Stop trying to explain. And once again, this is an issue where Johnny didn't understand the Korean, so he just streamed it. But it just shows how incompetent Hank is, and how even a lawyer who he's paying money to is saying, dude, shut up. Like, let me talk.
Why is he live streaming this in general? And Hank is the one who's been telling Johnny that everything was going to be fine. And then, of course, they messed up and didn't mute again.
This is the superintendent of the Women's and Juvenile Division at Songpa Police Station. Pay attention to that title, superintendent. Okay. The next section, we're going to talk about police and prosecution. This is wild. Also, the section on women and juvenile crimes. The crimes that he's charged with are against women and children. They're saying we're referring the case number. That means he was indicted.
Wait, that's you. That's me. Wait. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's an uh-oh face from Hank right there. And part of me kind of wants to feel for him as he's been guilted into like trying his best to defend his friend who's so stupid he would rather live stream his legal counseling than have a better chance at having his freedom back. It's like he doesn't care his own freedom's on the line. It's just so stupid.
He don't want a better chance for freedom. The reason why I want to keep in Korea. He's trouble.
It's baffling at this point. But moving on, another clip came out of him threatening to SA the female police officers that were at the station after getting arrested for his underwear stunt.
I've been to this police station 20 times. It's the first time they can put me in cuffs. I've been to this police station 20 different times.
But like, they put you. Where do they think you're gonna go? You're like, why are you in cuffs? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I don't care. The Texans, they're lucky I don't.
Dude is really going for the maximum sentence here. He just can't shut up and act right because he has to continuously make everything worse for himself over and over again. And there is nothing that's going to stop him from doing so, no matter how much jail time he's facing. Like, he's just making it so clear to the South Korean judge and prosecutors that if they want to stop this behavior, they're going to have to force him to do so. Like, he knows all of this is going to be viewed by them, but still, for some reason, claims that he has no regrets whatsoever.
So my question is basically to Johnny. What I would like to know is if he has any regrets for what he has been doing over the past few years, especially what's been going on in South Korea.
Zero regrets.
Zero regrets.
There is no way. Again, he's just sending these messages to the prosecutor and judge over and over again, it seems. How stupid is it possible to be?
You haven't watched your own videos and all the other things that you've done over the couple of years. You haven't seen anything. You haven't watched anything.
No, whenever I see clips of it, I laugh my ass off. It's funny.
Then on top of that, he also wanted to show up to his next court date wearing the new Kanye gown.
What do you think about the cake outfit at the court? Is that too crazy?
What the? He said cake. What the heck?
The same one Kanye had.
Bro, I know it's a wonderful idea, but you won't even have a platform. You'll just get
Why said it's a wonderful idea? It's an idea.
automatic ban.
No, so now I'm gonna get my Instagram deleted again. You're saying
It's a wonderful idea. I'm not gonna lie. But you can't do that and have a platform.
I really want to do the KK shit, but I know I can't.
2 years ago, you're a people all over Korean people, other country, or travel, or then carry on other. Keep going, brother. I impressed. You are not doing anything. Impressive.
It's a good idea, but why isn't there anybody else doing the stunt? Because
you're right. There's no one else in the world is doing that. You're right. I haven't seen anybody but Kanye do that.
Like,
so what could I do at the court? I'm gonna have reporters talking to me at the court, like in 2 days. Like the Korean news is coming. The last time I flipped them off and I said I love North Korea.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness!
What did I do?
It seems like his own personal Super Bowl seems to be being the biggest idiot possible and going for the most amount of time in Korean prison. But what he doesn't realize is, once he's in prison for a year, people will forget about him. And then if he's in prison for like 5 years, almost everyone would have forgotten about him then. And speaking of prison time, the newest investigation might be the worst one for him yet, as he's now facing an additional 10 years in prison if they go forward with this charge. And again, because he live streamed himself doing it, it's not like they have to gather evidence. It's really just if the prosecutor wants to hit him with it or not. But as of right now, Johnny hasn't responded to this new investigation, and his new trial is delayed yet again. So I'm sure Hank is worrying, because that means that Hank will have to foot the bill for Johnny for even longer until he's inevitably arrested. But That's the most recent update for the Johnny Smalley case. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for one, but we have so many more crazy stories coming out this week. Also, shout out Legal Mindset for his great coverage of all this. I'll be linking his channel in the description down below. So make sure to subscribe if you're new here, and
yeah, that's it on my video. Thank you so much. It's a little bit hard to understand because I'm not English speaker, but that's great for the summary about video and so many things to input. Thank you for Respect Korea. Thank you so much giving info about that. And I cannot study English. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So, this is guys. Peace.